Hey everyone, this is Saito, and in this video we are going to predict what will happen in the version 5.2 of Genshin Impact. That means if new teams will become more playable, what characters might get a rerun, and all of that stuff. So that said, let's get into the video, but before that, please consider subscribing as it would really help the channel. So what we know for sure is that in the version 5.2 we will see Chasca being released. Chasca is a main DPS anemo character, and she has a pretty interesting mechanic regarding her weapon, because if you use her skill, she will summon a big fucking gun, and she will be flying on it, and she will also shoot a shit ton of projectiles. More than that, it's more like single very powerful ones, and I think she gets more ammos based on the amount of enemy it sees, so you're just bombarding enemies if you see a lot of them. Now I'm not sure how good this is if you're against a single enemy, because in the Abyss you will always see in the end just one or two enemies, but I'm also sure she's also made to counter that, so she might get more ammos based on how much you see that enemy and all that. Another big thing of her is that she will be able to fly around it, so it's just another mobility skill, because just like any other Natlan character for now, she can just move around very freely. So if you put her in a full Natlan team, you might go around very fast. Honestly, I am very interested about her because she looks very nice to play, but you should also consider that Mavuika is most likely gonna be released in the version 5.3, also because that's when the Archon quest will probably end. So if you want my opinion, you should maybe save for her till it's like one day before a new banner, because by then some new leaks about her will be released. For the weapons, it's better if you have some stuff ready, such as an Aqua Simulacra, the first Great Magic, Amos Bow, Polar Star, or otherwise you could try stuff like Hunter's Path, but a 4-star option might be Ibis Piercer or an R5 Stringless. For the artifacts, 100% you will have to get the new Natlan set as always, the Obsidian Codex, but I guess if you already have some stuff like Viridescent Venerar, or 2 pieces of that and 2 pieces Gladiator, then I think you're also good to go. For some teams you should play with her, there are, I bet, a lot of options, and I'm also curious about how so many things will interact with her, such as the burst of Zhangling and Kaya. Like, will the spin around the gun? I am not sure. And also I'm not sure if Zhangling will be a great option in this team. Usually she's very nice in any team that is about Pyro, but this time I'm not sure. Some great character I bet will be very nice would be Rosaria. Maybe you could try something with Rosaria, Furina and Farusan, so you could freeze a lot of enemies, or try some other approach with all of this anemo stuff. Or another team that would be pretty nice, I think, would be her, Furina, Bennett and Ororon, because I imagine that he will be pretty good with her. If 2 characters get released in the same version, they will most likely always be very good together, such as Gaming and Xianyun. So I believe that if you put them together and add something like Furina and Bennett, which are very generic, then I guess you would get a very nice team. However, I think it would be also very nice to finally try some stuff that is like an Electro Charge team. I never see them, but maybe playing her with Furina and Ororon because he's Electro, and maybe Kokomi or Raiden, something might happen. But I really do think that in the future they will just release a character made for Electro Charge. They made Emily for Burgeon, they made Chevroles for Overload, so I do think that Electro Charge will be next on the list. She does look very interesting. You don't always see a character with a big fucking gun, and also a team I have to make as soon as possible will be Chevroles, Navia, Chlorinde and her. Like, we have to, Tevat has a lot of oil. As for Ororon or Ororon, I honestly don't know. He's a 4-star, many people tried to make him be a 5-star, but MiHoYo as always did what they do best, so not listening to them, and his gameplay is mainly focused about applying Electro. With his skill, he will be able to throw a ball that will like bounce around enemies. Now I am not sure if the ball will just keep bouncing around the same enemy if there is only one, but like if there are 3 enemies, then the ball will bounce around all of the enemies. As for the burst, it will summon a field that will keep flying around enemies and always applying Electro to them. And also sometimes, I'm not sure how this will work, some lightnings will hit the enemies out of the blue, and I'm not sure how good they will be, because every time we get a new 4-star they are not actually that great. But this does not always apply, so we'll still have some hope. And also his charge attack will be pretty interesting. It has a new animation and he can also do it mid-air, which is very interesting, so maybe that's also the main focus of his damage, we don't really know. But yeah, I do believe that in a Casca team he might be very powerful. Now for the reruns, I'm pretty sure it will be Linne, Novelette and Zhongli, because we didn't see them in quite some time. Now about Linne, I did get him, but I'm not really fond of him. He's actually pretty boring to play, his gameplay is very boring, but this is also up to you. Something that is very important instead is Zhongli, because it's one of the most generic and powerful supports in the whole game. For Novelette, I have like different opinions about him, because he's very nice, like he's by far the strongest character in the whole game, and do not even try to nerf him again or you will just see the government collapse, unironically, but at the same time it's also true that his teams are very boring. Like, he is a very brain-dead character, like if you want to beat the Abyss or any enemy, just use him, but apart from that, he is very boring. Now for the 4 stars, I have some ideas. Of course, Ororon will be released, and I also think that Heizo, Yaoyo and Fischl will get a rerun. Now Heizo and Fischl are very nice 4 stars. I'm not sure about Yaoyo, I guess she's pretty nice in some Dendro teams, but I don't really know how strong she really is. So the 4 stars are very nice. Now we just gotta see which one will be in the first half and who will be in the second one, but otherwise Fischl is very nice, she's like another broken support, and Heizo is a great DPS if you don't have Scaramouche. Now something that is very interesting is that in the version 5.2 it's very likely that there will be a new boss that is just a shapeshifter. This is so fucking crazy. The first time I saw it, this was amazing. It's a purple mist that can transform into other bosses. So you're just fighting the chicken shroom, and one moment after it has become a giant flower and maybe then a cube. It will become 3 different bosses and then go into like a charging mode, and if it fully charges then an explosion will appear, so I think you do have to like interrupt it in some kind of way. This is actually so nice. I think it's gonna be just a new boss, maybe for Chasca herself, because it doesn't look like a trans-domain boss, it looks pretty weak. We can tell for sure, but I do believe it's gonna be just a normal boss. So this is so much stuff that is going on. I am very excited for this, because this is very nice. Like, this is actually so great. I really think I'm gonna pull for Chasca. At least I'll try, because I'm not sure how much I will actually manage to pull for her. So I'll try my best to save as many Prime Gems as possible, even though, again, Mabuika is coming soon. And this is it for the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!